And hello, everyone, and welcome back to NXT Losos, the weekly NXT post show here at BC Wrestle Pod. My name is Mikey, and join with me, as always, is Mr. El Blanquito, the Pleat Father himself, Kilt. Um, so this is gonna be an easy episode to go. So I'm actually going to pass it over to El Blanquito to get us started, and I will be back, y'all. I got to go deal with something real quick. I'll be back in about 10-15 minutes. So it is the Blanquito show for a little bit. Thanks, Kilt. Love you.
Bye. Okay, so while Mikey takes care of that, let's start over. Hello and welcome everyone to NXT Los. Of course, I'm El Blanquito, Kiltman, the Pleat Father, here currently to entertain you, to centralize you, as we are the sexiest NXT review show, even though I am a fugly creature of proportion. Let's go down the list of stuff. You can follow us pretty much anywhere on social media, on your favorite streaming sites, YouTube, Kick, Twitch. We're on Blue Sky, Threads, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, I believe. We maybe X, I think. I have no idea. I forget about X. Sorry, we're not on X. We're on Twitter. Fuck you, Elon. I think I'm deep enough to start cussing. Anyway, fucking around. You'll see there's a Ko-fi bot that'll post every so often in chat. So if you feel like donating to us, please do. Pay-per-views and streaming services cost a ton. I had to cut out ESPN just so that I can save money. Oh, God. What else is there? There's also you can get our fourth wall merch, as you see here, and my sexy NXT Loso shirt. I love that thing. We're here twice on Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and I believe sometimes Saturdays when Mikey hauls my unfortunate soul into the building for review of AAA. Excuse me. I need to mute something because it's distracting me. Anywho, there's a lot to go over tonight. There's a lot that we got to see, a lot that we didn't get to see. Unfortunately, I was not in the house because I had no money to drive over there, and I just did not feel like going. I was so tired yesterday, which is a blessing I didn't go. Okay, I'm not. Yeah, I didn't put invisible. I put do not disturb. Sorry, I keep hearing things in my ears, and I'm like, I'm going to fight someone. I'm going to fight someone. I'm going to fight someone. Where am I going to put you? Right here. Oh. Sorry, I'm spreading the word of NXT Losos everywhere as we get started. All right, first off, we have Grayson Waller. Where the fuck have you been? Like, seriously, this man, he wants to come drop a pipe bomb, but, like, it sounds like a little whiny bitch to me. Now, granted, he did say a lot of truth there, though. The men's division isn't as strong in NXT as the women's, but you can say that about the main roster, too, because main roster is weak as shit. The strongest people that you have on there is freaking Obafemi. Trick is doing good. LA Knight needs to get his push. We have babyface Solo Sikoa now, which is interesting to say the least. More like antagonistic. Whatever. You got Royce Keys in there that are finally showing up, but they got people that they brought up and hyped up and then disappeared. Like freaking Jordan Grace disappeared after her injury before WrestleMania and has been chilling at home. Her husband's doing more shows than she is. Her husband is an independent wrestler. And if you don't see any of their social media posts, you should. They are absolutely adorable. She and her husband are on all their dogs. Phenomenal. Love them. So much fun to watch. And that man is absolutely enthralled with that woman. And I'm like, that's goals right there. So men take notes because he loves his woman. And, she loves him. Moving on. There's a lot. Like Ricky Saints. Where the fuck has Ricky Saints been? He tried to feud for a little bit and then like the only like Sol Ruka was around, for a little bit, then got the championship off of Becky, disappeared for a while, and then now she's back with losing the title to Raquel Rodriguez, which power to you, Mama, very good. But he's spitting truths here, but also he's also a little bitch. He's like, oh, I've been carrying a funeral around for the last 2 years. Yeah, it's because they didn't know what the fuck to do with the New Day because they couldn't fucking pull their heads out their ass creatively to let them do anything. Also, if you haven't seen what New Day posted recently, what Austin Creed has posted, you should really go find that. That is cool, because Dawnbreaker comes. But yeah, we're gonna come back to this when Mikey gets back. But I'm gonna go through pretty much everything that I watched, I observed, and I saw, and then when Mikey comes back, we'll just start over because, well, I'm a torturer. Also, he's a bitch. This was a fun interaction. I enjoyed the hell out of this because I enjoy freaking Mason Rook talking. He needs to thin out the accent just a wee bit. Not change the verbiage or vocabulary, but just thin it out a little so that way we can just hear it, because we Americans are stupid and can't hear your accent well, and well, we're stupid. So I look forward to this match because I was excited that to watch Miles put Cam in his place, and well, we'll see what happens later. Then we get to this match. This was actually a pretty good match. It was a lot of fun. It still teased the feud going on with after the dismantle, or at least the separation of the calling and oh god, why is it every time I try to remember someone, my brain fogs out? Because it's like I know Sean Spears. Where are you? I need you, NXT. Yeah, it's Sean Spears breaking up with Izzy Dame and what's his name? There's Tony. There's and Nico Vance. Yeah. Um, I'm a terrible person with names. I don't know. And this was a banger. Lizzie Rain is becoming a not only a crowd favorite, but my personal favorite. I'm loving her energy that she's bringing. I'm loving her athleticism. I'm loving what she's getting a chance to do. Izzy is good and getting better on the mic, and is a relatively good heel. She needs better improvement, I think, at least mic wise. She's doing decent in the ring. I have no problems with Izzy's in ring performances. Mike needs a little bit more work still. She needs to. I don't know. It's just there's something about her delivery that just doesn't inspire confidence in me, and I'm like, you're okay, but whatever. All right, moving on. We see this segment. Okay, first off, last week I took Mini Kilt, my son, who is in town, to NXT, to the PC to watch the show and have great time. We got to meet our main man right here in the middle, Romeo, Romeo. Where'd you go? I got to make sure I'm saying the names right because if I don't, I'm gonna feel like a jackass. Okay, it's not here. Why? Why is it not here? I don't know. I'll figure it out later. I thought it was Romeo Morella because it's Romeo Morella and Noah M. Dar, along with the new Cruz Montana. I'm still getting used to the new name. I understand it's callback to his dad, who he lost 6 years ago. You know, I'm hoping, you know, I'm hoping if it's good for him. Honestly, they could have added Cruz. They could have made him Cruz Santana. That would have been great. I thought that would have been fine, but you know what? If he wants to be Cruz Montana, I'm gonna follow him with that. Also, you got the interaction between our boy Saquon, uh, being himself and looking cool, and all of a sudden here comes the Yapper, who makes everything about her. And yeah, I'm gonna just skip on from her because I don't really care that much. Now we got coming into with this little vignette with Stone and the Vanity Project bitching, and then all of a sudden in comes our boy. Sorry, I keep getting distracted because I'm trying to make sure I'm saying names correctly because I don't want to say names right. It's Keanu Carver's. I should know this because I had an issue when he first got in and how rough his character was. Um, and I just didn't like how it set him up. But I'm also very concerned because he came in chill as all get out, and I'm like, ooh, no, that's scary. That's a scary man. Scary man's calm. That's scary enough. All right, we're good. I'm excited to see this next week. That's gonna be fun. Um, we'll see what's going on with that. Then we have Dad, and I will call her mommy now because she's beautiful, amazing. Yes, Jada. Anyway, these two in a tag team match against Natty's little pets. I love these two a lot. They have good chemistry. I think that they are going to do really well. I'm just gonna mute the stream because I keep hearing myself because I have really good headphones. Even though it's at 1%. This was a good segment. I think Thea's getting a little over hyper with the delivery on this, but she actually did really good. This was a really good segment. I'm excited to see what they're going to do next week in their tag match, and I'm excited to see Jada smiling again and having fun. Excuse me as I do some moderation things. And I'm going to click buttons. And now we come to this match. This was a banger. This was a lot of fun. This was so back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And then in the end, it just solidified it, which gave gave our boy Miles Bourne the win, which means him and Tavian Heights get to go next week to go against the Vanity Project boys in for their titles. Hopefully, this makes Miles a double champ. I want this. I would love this, but also our boy Mason Rook gets his lick back on Cam Hendricks, who's probably now 34.6%. Fucking dumb shit. But anywho, Vanity Project jumps Tavian and Miles in the ring, and well, that we see how that worked out. Of course, I yawn when the biggest bore shows up on my screen. Freaking Tristan Angels can just shut the up. Fucking sheep farmer. Chill the fuck out. You ain't that special. Be quiet before I shear your ass. Also, they've been heavy on the product placement and advertising. Like, can they not? Can they chill a little? Like, hey, what you eating? Well, here's some popcorn chicken from KFC. It's finger looking good. La, 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 la. I'm like, dude, can you chill? Just chill. I understand the KFC is a sponsor, but seriously, just chill. I don't like this. I don't like this at all. Not that I don't like Bronco doing his thing and getting up, but I don't like this split up. This is a nasty, dirty split. This is almost as bad as when they split Soul and Zarya. Now, granted, yes, Zarya's doing amazing, Soul's doing good, but it's still I just don't like dirty split ups. And then there was this. So we're in Stone's office again. Zarya's trying to figure out who her next opponent's going to be, and Kendall, not Kendall, Ren Sinclair wants to know who she is going to be going after, so that way she can, you know, get stuff up. But it takes a tournament, and we don't have time for a tournament right now. We're about to hit a PLE within 4 weeks, and then so it's like, all right, well, you two go to town. And so they're gonna go and have fun and be and they're gonna fight next week. So yay! Hold on. Oh, I want to skip for a second. Sorry. I should have reviewed the slides before we started, but I didn't because I was trying to make sure that I got plenty of game time in because I'm obsessed with Pocopia. I'm literally trying to speed run this as much as possible to try and see if I can beat Mikey to the end. This match was fire. I loved it. Now, granted, whatever the AAA I don't know, a group, the Perros. I always forget the name. I always forget how to pronounce it, so I just call them the Perros. Came out. The two guys came out and distracted everybody, and basically cost. Like, and Bronco was trying to play peacekeeper, like, "Hey man, chill. Let me finish this. Chill out." And they got his partner got double teamed, and so this is gonna be the crack in OTM. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. We got a little vignette for both for both Kendall Gray and for Lola tonight for their underground match. I cannot tell you how much I'm excited for this. It kind of makes me upset that I decided to skip out on it because I'm trying to make sure I have enough gas. But this is gonna be a banger. I'm so excited for this match. As much as I like Shiloh Hill, and I'm tired of seeing him fight Tristan, um, this was okay. I didn't really pay close attention. I was expecting the cursed tooth that he got off of Danhausen to really play into effect, but yeah, it's okay. It was a good match, but it's like it felt repetitive. I felt like the cursed tooth thing just didn't really play into anything. And so here's our card for next week. We got the NXT Tag Team Championship of Miles Bourne, Tavion Heights versus the Vanity Project. The main event of Kendall Gray versus Lola Vice for the NXT Women's Championship in an underground match. We have Jada Parker and Thea Hale versus Carmen Petrovic and Nikita Lyons. So they're going to do their thing. We got Ren Sinclair and Zarya in a match for basically it's a title match. It's almost a title for title because if Ren wins, she gets to challenge Zarya again for her title. If Zarya wins, she gets Ren's title. And that also concludes with our boy Cruz Montana coming out, cutting a promo. Wait, is there more than just 18? No, there's not. Okay, cutting a promo. Oh, shit, I did it!
You did do it. Congratulations. Honestly, I'm gonna be honest. Like, this particular episode of NXT was a lot of talking setup. So
It was a ton. It was so much talking. I literally was about to finish the what happened with Cruz, and I was like, hey, blah, 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 blah. Hey, there you are. Okay, cool. So you want to start over, or where do you want to pick up?
So we'll fit in. Let's talk about the Cruz Montana promo, and then I'll just go over like the important points that I think were kind of what I took away from this episode. So again, First off, we killed a couple other of our BC Wrestle Pod boys. We're wondering what name NXT was going to give Mike Santana, and of how awful it was probably going to be. Now, Mike
We had
Santana got ahead
so
of
many
it, and
guesses.
I know we had so many guesses. They were all awful, but we had a great time trying to guess with it, right? So we learned that Mike Santana has picked the name Cruz Montana for himself as an homage to his father, who is no longer here, which is very sweet. And I can't necessarily bag on that too much. However, I was just like, I sense a half truth, but whatever. I was like, I'm pretty sure that's what it is, but also they probably played around with it because WWE want to copyright that IP immediately. But it is what it is. So Cruz cuts this promo. He talks about his past, from going from AEW, even though not naming them specifically, to going to TNA and thanking TNA for all the opportunities. And he never thought that he could be a WWE superstar, but here he is. He reinvented himself. People told him that he would never be more than a tag team wrestler, but he reinvented himself in TNA, and here he is. And so he's coming for the top spot, which is great. Love that because honestly, this men's division in NXT kind of needs a little bit of a shot in the arm a little bit now that we have a lot of our folks like Javon and Oba and Trick and Mello and like all the guys that were holding it down over the last year now back up on now over on main roster. Cruz is interrupted by Tony D'Angelo, who agrees with Cruz except for the fact that the top spot is taken by him. And so we're already setting up. It's going at some point. It's going to be Cruz and Tony. They going to feud for a little bit, which is great. Grayson Waller then blindsides Cruz into hitting Tony D'Angelo. A fight breaks out. Spin the block happens. It seems that Waller, Cruz, and Tony are going to be mixing it up in variations probably over the next couple months, which is cool and everything. And that is how NXT goes off the air. So honestly, lots of talking, lots to set up this episode. I do want to quickly just talk about the important points. Number one, the Grayson Waller promo, while I enjoyed it and he had important points to make, again, WWE is probably going to do the same thing. But if there's no follow up for Waller and it was just a promo to create a viral moment, but there's nothing of substance behind it, what are we doing? Second of all, Lizzie, love you down, girl. Love you down. I hated that you had to do that KFC promo because that was awful. That promo, like,
dude, I literally said that.
The ads that they're making the NXT kids do is, oh my god, it is so cringe, and I felt so bad for Lizzie. I was like, this is awful. This is stupid. And I mean, NXT they've had the ads on their mats before, but like that was shoehorning in this KFC ad. I'm like, ew, ew. I hate it. Let's see what else. I don't think they're going to win, but I would love for Tavion and Miles to beat the Vanity Project next week, but I highly doubt it, so I don't think it's going to happen. I'm glad that we're finally, progressing the Mason Brook and Cam Hendricks feud because we had to put a pause on that for a little bit, so I'm glad that we're picking it back up. Let's see. I'm really hoping we are officially done with the feud between Tristan Angels and Shiloh
Oh my
Hill.
fucking god, yes, please.
Because I thought we were done and over with it, like back at Great American Bash, but apparently not. So I hope that.
Sorry to interrupt. I don't know if you how much of what I said about that you heard, because I don't know how close you were. I literally was. I love watching Shiloh wrestle, and I love his matches. The Tristan angle is done. It's over with. It's overused. I'm exhausted from it. I wanted to see something happen with the cursed tooth.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing did. And I'm like,
I'm telling you, man, the follow-up no follow-up is always WWE's biggest thing that hurts them is because they do these things, but not even like a small follow-up, but it is what it is. But I really hope we're done with Shiloh and Tristan. That way Tristan can go on to do something else and Shiloh can do something else. Like, we're moving on from all of this.
Hold on. I want one more thing. You know what I'd like to see? I would like to see Elio LaFleur and Tristan in a hair versus mask match. just so he can shave Tristan bald.
That'd be hilarious. And hopefully, when Elio is back from injury, we can.
Oh, that's why we haven't seen him.
Yeah, that's why he had to give up the men's speed title because he was injured. So unfortunately, that's why we have Lexus King as champion right now. But it is what it is at this point. But you forget that because we don't really see the men's speed title being defended. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah. Shit. Anyway, that's your say.
I don't. The match is probably going to be a lot of fun. I just don't like that we're having our women's North American and our women's speed like fight each other. Like, you really can't find somebody for Zario to feud with. I was like, but what if it leads to yeah, I was like, there's a whole entire roster. I love the Jada and Thea team up. They are a cute friendship duo, and I love it. And I'm excited to see them put belt to ass to Nikita Lyons and Carmen next week, which is going to be fun. So, see, that's okay with me because it's not just Jada and Natty fighting again, but now you have Thea in the mix. And so, honestly, I'm kind of here for it. So that's fantastic. Let me see. What else is there that I wanted to talk about? Keanu Carver scared the bejesus out of me because he about to fuck EK up next week, and it's kind of going to be epic, not going to lie. Let's see. Anything else that's important to talk about? We're setting up more. I'm calling it now. I think Kendall retains next week in the underground match because I do think Lola is getting called up.
It's possible. She might actually, like, the only thing I can think of is if she doesn't go in main roster, she goes full-time AAA.
I mean, that could be cool too, but I think she's getting called up to main roster because, I mean, she dropped the NXT women's title to Kendall, and then this past weekend, she and Mr. Iguana dropped the titles to Laredo Kid and La Yerda at the AAA show this past weekend. So
I need to go back and watch that because I didn't watch it.
It's on YouTube, and it's like 2 or 3 weeks of the special, which is gonna basically they're building out the rest of summer so they can take us to Triple Mania coming up in September. So it should be fun.
Well, you have Triple Mania, but you also have Worlds Collide for Heatwave.
You have the AAA show as a part of Heatwave, and then you have Worlds Collide Chicago right after Triple Mania too. So that's interesting. But yeah, that's pretty much NXT. Lots of talking, lots of setup. It seems that next week is going to be more action oriented, which I'm okay with. But yeah, this was a pretty. I don't want to say it was inconsequential, but this was a lot of setup, and the pay-per-view is not for like another 4 weeks. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, that's going to be it for us here at NXT Losos. We will be back same time next week to cover another episode of NXT. But as far as what we have coming up for the remainder of the week, here in about 2 hours, me and Papa Oso will be talking about some CMLL as we talk about the beginning rounds of the Leyenda de Plata, which is the big tournament in CMLL. And we're also going to preview and talk about it because we're gearing up for the World Grand Prix down in Mexico, which is going to be fun. Then tomorrow night is another doubleheader where first, Benny and I at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time will be talking about Mystery Wrestling 27, and then I will be back at 7:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time to cover Progress Chapter 196 Scorchio. So that's going to be a lot of fun, where we saw the in-ring return now that she's officially a free agent of Nikki Storm, formerly known as Nikki Cross. So that was really fun to see her back in a wrestling ring. And then Friday, we have our TNA post show. And then Saturday and Sunday is our big thing. Both nights, we will be going live, doing a live watch along for SummerSlam. So that's going to be interesting to say the least. We got to get up on out of here, though. But thank you so much for tuning in. And especially thank you to Kilt for holding down the show where I dealt with what I had to deal with. So I appreciate team.
And I did the thing, and I did it well.
You did it well. I can't wait to
tell you something. Oh yeah, I have to tell you. There's something I gotta tell you about intros. I'll tell you after.
Okay.
Because it's hilarious. I have to tell you about it. It's great. It's stupid, but it's great.
I cannot wait to hear it. But let's get up on out of here. Thank you so much from all of us here at BC Wrestle Pod. To you at home, remember, take care of yourself and love one another. Stay iconic, and more importantly than anything, you always deserve to finish your story. I'll see you in a little bit for CMLL, but until then, sayonara, adios, and until next time, peace.